the president banned from Twitter, abandoned by some of his key allies. What does his last week in office look like?
Well, it sounds like President Donald Trump will do some presidenting in his final week. We have it on pretty good authority that he'll go to the U.S.-Mexico border on Tuesday to take a look at the border wall that has been his sort of signature move over the past 4 or 5 years. Of course, the whole wall wasn't built, but he's going to go and take a look at some of the about 400 miles that was built during his term. It sounds like President Trump is fairly confident that he's not going to be impeached or removed from office in the next 10 days, and that he's really planning to possibly put out some more executive orders. He's certainly been actively looking at things he could do about China, and basically taking his presidency right to the final minutes.
And Ros, while we continue to hear that the Democratic leadership is still working on new articles of impeachment, we have seen social media taking their own action. Some would say fairly belatedly, given that there is just a week left of this presidency, but taking this action against the president.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, many critics of President Trump have said that banning him from Twitter was long overdue. But even certain Republicans like Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, who's become a belated sort of strident Trump critic just in the past week or two, made some comments today that even though he believes that Trump should leave office, that nobody could have known that the kind of violent events that happened last week would happen based on 4 years of President Trump's Twitter feed. So there's a lot of kind of back and forth about exactly when something should have been done and what led to what, and if there's a real kind of paper trail there on the tweets to really suggest that Trump should have been banned earlier. But he's gone now. Certainly some Republican loyalists to him believe that's the wrong move, but that's what we've got for now.
In the meantime, Ross, markets, of course, watching very closely what will happen to another stimulus package, especially when it comes to those stimulus measures and checks, direct payments to the public. What can we expect?
Yes, well, Democrats are now, of course, in the majority in the Senate once the new Georgia senators sworn in. We don't know how it's going to go. We did hear again today from Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia. He's a centrist Democrat, and he's been really on the fence about whether the stimulus check should be raised to $2,000 or not. He said again today it's not a yes or no answer. He prefers that the aid be targeted more to people who are actually unemployed than just blanket checks. So people like Joe Manchin are going to need to be persuaded by Joe Biden and the Democratic leadership. I think we don't know how that's going to end, but certainly there'll be a lot of pressure to go ahead with those checks, especially considering how weak the economy has looked over the past several months.